everybody, welcome to Rise of the Comics Live Part 2. Today we're showcasing Jenny Toews, Harris Anderson, but up first, here's Steve Letts with Orinda. Check it out.
Thank you so much for being here tonight, here at Rise of the Comics Live. So tell me, why did you decide to be here tonight?
I was told that we would have an open bar, which is always, that's something that'll always draw me. And also I just saw the other talent that was on the show and definitely wanted to be a part of it. There are so many great comics here tonight. And Scott Aceman, who put it on, does such a great job.
And how do you feel about performing live on stage and on Shaw TV?
I'm really excited about it. I hope it goes well. I hope people like it. And yeah, just looking forward to it.
Well, you guys are in store for a real treat now. Our next performer has an open mic at the Junction called Magic Mike. He's highly regarded within the comedy community as one of the top up-and-coming comics. He's won nothing but competition after competition. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Steev Letts.
Rise of the Comics, how are you guys doing? You still having fun? You feeling good? Happy to be here. First of all, if we have any Vancouver Canucks fans in the audience, let's get this out of the way immediately. No, Henrik Sedin did not eat Daniel Sedin. I just look like this. I love Vancouver. I've been living in Vancouver for 11 years now, and I understand that people have certain problems with it. It's crazy expensive to live here, and the nightlife's kind of weak. But there are certain complaints that I don't care for, specifically when girls move here from the prairies and then complain about there not being enough dudes to date. For a number of reasons. One, what they usually mean is not enough white dudes to date, and that's their problem. You can either taste the rainbow or starve to death, bitch. I don't really care. Either way, that's on you. Also, if you're from Calgary and you moved away to find a white guy, you blew it, bitch. You had your shot. I've been to Alberta. The streets are just paved with white D. It's insane. Most of those snowbanks you see on the news, jizz. It's just frozen jizz. It's true. Second leading cause of pregnancy in Alberta, snow angels. A lot of people don't know that. If you move to the coast to find a man, that's just natural selection weeding you out of the gene pool. Because if you gave up a steady supply of corn-fed, farm-fresh dick for some cherry blossom trees in an ocean you're not going to swim in, you're probably not great breeding stock. You know what I mean? Thank you. Oh my God. Thought it was all right. All right. What was it? Okay, so... Drawing a blank. I've been watching a little bit of straight porn lately. I don't know if you guys are into it. I like to watch 2 minutes of straight porn every day before I leave for work because it keeps me from getting a boner on the SkyTrain. It's true. I have learned one thing from straight porn, though, and that is how to choke a woman just enough so that she dies, but only on the inside. I've been working out a lot lately. I've been trying to stay on my 2017, New Year's resolutions. And I've been seeing some results and feeling pretty good about it until the other day I was in the locker room at the gym toweling off, and this buff young fella came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, what kind of steroids are you using?" I was like, "Excuse me?" He goes, "What kind of roids are you on?" I was like, "I'm not using steroids." It's crazy that you would think that. I was like, "What made you think that? Am I really that muscular?" And he goes, "Oh no, but you have severe shoulder acne and tiny balls." I was just gonna try and recommend something better, but I guess that's just your body. I'm so sorry. I said, that makes two of us. You see a lot of weird things in the locker room when you go to gyms in Vancouver. For example, Asian guys with huge dicks. Did you know that's a thing? Because that's a thing. It exists, for real. There's one Asian guy at my gym who has a terrifyingly large penis, and I'm sure some of the guys in the audience are thinking, "Hey dude, not cool, you should keep your eyes to yourself." Thing is, I do for the most part, but there's always someone who's trying to be seen, isn't there? And if you're a Chinese guy with a huge cock, you are not in a hurry to get dressed, ever. You're just not, you know? I think it's super hot. I would walk right up and blow him. I just don't know if I'm supposed to kneel or bow, you know? The weird thing is, I've never seen him working out in the gym. He's always just standing there in the locker room naked with his hands on his hips, making sure the round eyes drink it in so we remember who the future belongs to, I guess. I don't know. Infamous thick person Amber Rose recently said that she doesn't think a woman should have to let her pussy rest between boyfriends. And I have to say, I echo that sentiment. I think women should have, dominion over their own bodies. You know your pussy's limit and how to fuck within it. That's none of my business. But I do just like the term pussy rest, you know? Pussy rest sounds like what Donald Trump calls maternity leave, doesn't it? Pussy rest sounds like a bargaining chip that the prostitutes will use once they finally unionize, you know? Like the pimps will be like, look, you can have a half day on Christmas, but we need you f***ing on Boxing Day. And the prostitutes are like, oh, we'll f*** on Boxing Day. When we get 10 minutes pussy rest between Johns, we want 2 days pussy rest after Fleet Week. And we get to give up anal for Lent. You know most of us are Catholic, come on. I'm what's known as a gold star gay, which means I've only ever slept with my own gender, and it's a term that I throw around loosely because I think it's funny, and sometimes I forget that people don't know what it means. So recently I had a coworker approach me, and she goes, Steve, what is a gold star gay? Is that like a rating you get on one of those dating apps? And I was like, no, you don't get a gold star on Grindr. That's Airbnb. Those two are very, very different. Although, to be fair, both of them could be used to find someone to mess up your basement suite. Am I right, bottoms? House full of tops? That's fine. I asked my stepbrother, who's a f***ing asshole, I was like, Jay, what do you think a gold star gay is? And he goes, I don't know, I assume that's a medal you guys give yourself for not dying of AIDS yet. Harsh, right? I mean, that medal does exist, but it's called a purple T-cell. Get your shit straight, you know? There's actually a higher classification of gay that's called a platinum gay. So that's a gold star gay that was born by C-section, so they've never come in contact with a vagina. It's an actual thing. And when I found out it was a thing, I was so angry because it knocked me off the top of the pyramid, you know? Also, I don't think your mother's lazy uterus should make me a second-class sodomite. That doesn't seem fair, you know? I mean, if she didn't even push you out naturally, I hope she didn't get to go on pussy rest, right? I was talking about sex with a friend recently, and I told him the truth, which is that I'm more or less mute when I'm in bed. The only things I ever really say when I'm f***ing are, oh my God, and I'm gonna come. And he gives me this look. He's like, you actually say I'm gonna come? And it was like, well, yeah, what do you say? And he goes, where do you want it? I was like, that is disgusting, but also kind of considerate. I don't really know what to make of that. I wouldn't know what to do with that much choice, you know? Like if I was having sex with someone and they were like, all right, Steve, where do you want it? I'd be like, on your roommate's toothbrush, you know? I don't know. But then the next time we had sex, I'd be ready. They'd be like, where do you want it? I'd be like, in your own ass, and hand him a beer bong. Just like, figure it out, dude. My choice, you know? I'll leave you with this. My father knew I was gay from a young age, but he didn't know how to talk to me about it. So every once in a while, he would blurt out something inappropriate and hope that I would feel supported. And so this one day, I'm probably 8 years old, and we're watching the American news, and there's a story about this school in Washington State that got a book in their library about a little boy whose parents get divorced, and his father moves into an apartment with another man. That's the whole story. And so these right-wing assholes are protesting, and the local news station sends a camera crew, and they put a microphone in this one hillbilly's face. And they're like, sir, what's the big deal? It's just a book. Why are you so upset about this? And he goes, I don't want my children to know about that lifestyle. My kids shouldn't know about sodomy. That's disgusting. And I'll never forget what my dad said next. He looked at me, and he looked at the TV, and he said, son, I'm sure that guy f***s his wife in the ass. I was like, he what? I was like, but Dad, when he does, do you think he says I'm gonna come, or where do you want it? I'm Steve Letts. You guys were great. Thank you very much.
Oh man, Steve Letts, everybody. Yeah. All right, keep that momentum going. Our next act, she runs a great show downtown, Yaggers. She's fast tracking with Yuck Yucks. Oh, man, ladies, you guys are going to love her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Jenny Toews.
Keep it going for Scott Aceman doing this. How amazing is he? Guys, oh my word, I'm going to tell you about my underwear first. Are you ready for that? Do you want to hear about my underwear? If you're excited, if you said, woo, then this joke isn't for you. Just know that. Just know that. Like, it's not a sexy joke. Like, I'm not talking about my panties. Right? Because panties is a gross word. No one else thinks panties is just, like, deplorable? It's gross. I don't call mine that. I call them first responders. Because they're the first on the scene of an accident. It's stupid, but I appreciate you laughing because that's a Crohn's disease joke, you guys. I have more jokes relating to Crohn's disease, but I feel like this isn't the time and they're kind of shitty, so. I have adult acne, which is really frustrating. I think most of the time my friends don't notice, though. I think they just think I'm a really good listener. Because, like, they'll be talking to me and I'll be like, yeah. And they think I'm, like, being thoughtful, but really I'm just stopping blood from coming out of my face. I picked a zit earlier. Yes, I am single! If you were wondering, I am single. A lot of my friends are married, and it's at the point in their relationship where, like, the man calls the woman the wife. I don't care for that. I don't like it. Don't call her the wife. She's a human woman. Like, it's the same kind of guy who calls her the ball and chain, right? Or, like, he's out with friends and they're like, after this, we're going to go to the club. And he's like, I can't go. I got to get home to the dick jail. It's stupid. Yeah, I'm very uncoupled. I am single. I attribute that a lot to the fact that I live here in Vancouver, where the dating scene is bleak. I feel like there's a lot of people who have successfully, like, found their person here. Like, you guys, like, you're getting it done? Like, you're dating? Like, you're sexually aggressive? Yeah, people complain about Vancouver, though. Women are like, oh, the men don't ask us out. And the men are like, well, that's because the women are standoffish and aloof. And the women are like, well, that's because the men are creepy. Like, hey, guys, we got to figure this out. Right? Like, it's like to the point where, like, a guy approaching a woman is harassment. I'm like, that's nonsense. Like, ladies here, are you honestly not a little flattered when a random dude comes up to you? Says something borderline creepy? Just me? Cool. I don't have enough self-esteem to be offended by harassment. Check your privilege. Guys, I really don't, like, know a lot about dating. Like, for example, like, just to paint a picture, like, I'm a 30-year-old woman who still sleeps in a twin-size bed. Thank you. Yep. I think if you're 30 or more and you still sleep in a twin-size bed, you should just call it your deathbed. Oh, thank you for that. Laughs are better, but sympathy's nice too. No, it's okay, guys. I'm fine. And I thought about upgrading. Like, I'm a big girl. I can get a big girl bed. So I went and I looked at mattresses, and, like, they're so expensive. They're so expensive, it's depressing. Like, and not even the mattress, but, like, upgrading from a twin size to a queen is expensive. Because there's other costs, do you realize? Like, I would also have to buy, like, new bedding, like a new bed frame, and, like, birth control. Yeah. A lot of costs. Thanks. Yeah, because of all the sex I'll be having. Guys, we're okay. Clearly I don't have kids. Kids make me nervous, and it's not even just like Like, obviously they're terrifying, but also the way people dress them, like infants. Have you noticed this? Like, little babies dressed like adults. Like, whatever happened to baby clothes? You get it. Like, look at the person sitting right next to you. There's probably a baby somewhere wearing that exact same outfit. I saw a baby wearing a dress shirt and a tie, and I was like, I guess he's on his way to his little baby job interview. How would that go? They'd be like, what are your strengths? And he's like, well, I'm flexible. Willing to learn anything. I'll never take a bathroom break. It's like, and what are your weaknesses? It's like, well, I've got this spot on the top of my head. Hasn't fused together yet. Also, I'm a baby, so I have literally no life experience. No, but babies are put together, I mean it, like, and not just like they look better than I do most days. Like, I tried for you tonight, but most of the time I feel like I look just like a taller version of myself in grade 4. Except without the chapped rash all the way around my mouth. Some of you knew that kid in school. It was me, grade 4, all year. It was like, I'd go out and people would be like, oh, someone's enjoying their juice? I'd be like, no, it hurts really bad. And I can't stop licking it. And my mom would layer the polysporin on, right? Which tasted disgusting, but you gotta get through the layers. Oh my gosh. Anyway, like I was saying, dating is hard. And I feel like maybe I would help my case if I carried myself better. By that I mean I have terrible posture. You're up here, so you couldn't see when I walked up. I just came right out of a science textbook. Guys, this is a lot of work for me. I have terrible posture. I just walk around like this all day, and it's I justify it because I'm well, I'm a gardener, so I'm digging all day and whatever. But that's dumb. It's just gonna get worse. What happens when I'm here? I guess I'll just don a black cloak and hand apples to fair-skinned girls. I'll just say one more thing about myself and then I'll get out of here. I really enjoy watching nature documentaries in my spare time. Anybody here? A couple of you? Okay. Thank you. Any David Attenborough fans in the house? Yeah, he's a dick, right? I always lose people there. Let me explain. You don't know this because you're watching and it's so mesmerizing, but he's manipulating you. He's toying with your heart. Because one minute you watch it and there's seals, and he's like, the mother seal must protect her young, as they are trapped in an ice prison. A polar bear lurks above. You're like, oh man, and if they don't come up for air, they will not survive, and you're like, you guys, you got this. But before you know it, what do you see? Adorable polar bear cubs, right? They're so cute. Conditions are harsh. Food is scarce. If the mother polar bear does not provide for her young, they will not survive. You're like, what's going on? A polar bear can smell a seal from 30 kilometers away. You're like, oh, the seals are just right. Oh, damn it, David! Do you see what I'm saying? You guys, no, people never get me on this. It's because I want you to understand, I just cared about the seals a minute ago. Do you do you get it? Why don't you get this? Guys, here's why I think it is because he's got a really lovely voice and a British accent. And he's lovely to listen to, so he can tell you whatever. But what if he was from a different part of England? You might not be as emotionally invested if he's so we've got some seals, yeah. They're trapped under the ice, aren't they? They gotta get up there, they're buggered, isn't it? But when we've got the polar bears, don't we? It's mental. Guys, that's it for me. Thanks so much.
Keep it going for Jenny Toews. Yeah!
Hi Harris, thank you for being here tonight with us.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
You're a man of so many talents, but tell me, why do you choose to be here tonight?
Well, Scotty asked me, and a lot of the comics on the show are my friends, and I think they're very talented people, so I'm just here to have fun and be part of the show.
We've got an unbelievable guest right now. I'm so excited. Our next performer is multi-talented, and we've caught him on a great night. Let's give him a lot of encouragement. He's going to play us the song on the piano. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Harris Anderson.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. You know, when you do comedy, people like to ask you a lot of questions, and one of the questions you get is, what happens if you tell a joke and no one laughs? And I say, well, that's called bombing. Bombing's not good. And I wrote a song about bombing, and I hope you enjoy it. What does it feel like to bomb? What does it feel like to bomb? When your whole routine goes wrong, what does it feel like to bomb? Well, the MC calls your name, and you make your way to the stage. Your material's all ready, you've been practicing all day. You get to the mic, you look out at the crowd, and you put your notebook down, and you tell your opening joke, but no one makes a sound. What does it feel like to bomb? What does it feel like to bomb? When your whole routine goes wrong, what does it feel like to bomb? Well, now the crowd is staring, so you figure you bring them around with your favorite Jesus joke, the one that kills all over town. You tell your Jesus joke, and you look to your right, you see a table full of nuns. They don't appreciate you making fun of the Lord. They're not having any fun. What does it feel like to bomb? What does it feel like to bomb? When your whole routine goes wrong, what does it feel like to bomb? Well, the head nun throws a Bible. It explodes as it hits your crotch. A shard of glass nicks a vein in your penis and it starts to bleed a lot. You say goodnight as you clutch your bleeding crotch and you stumble off the stage. A fountain of crotch blood sprays the front row. Now those nuns are in a rage. What does it feel like to bomb? What does it feel like to bomb? When your whole routine goes wrong, what does it feel like to bomb? The nuns follow you into the alleyway and they say this is what you get for making fun of Jesus. They start whipping you with their rosaries and the head nun starts to beat you with a crucifix. 5 nuns to 1 on you, beating you to death with a crucifix, stomping on your bleeding crotch. This is what you get for making fun of Jesus in a room full of nuns. A bleeding crotch. A bleeding crotch. A bleeding crotch. When your whole routine goes wrong, what does it feel like to bomb? It sucks. Thank you.
The multi-talented Harris Anderson.
Well, that concludes part 2 of Rise of the Comics Live. I want to thank Steve Letts, Jenny Toews, and on the piano, Harris Anderson. What a great performance. And on our next episode will be the final part, and we're showcasing Ryan Williams and Chris Griffin. We'll see you next time on Rise of the Comics Live. Thanks for watching.